Okay then, so as you might have gathered, I'm going to do a 100% race, my first ever 100% race, and it picked Monaco. Luckily for us, at least, Monaco is right around the corner. In fact, at the time of recording this, it's currently free practice 1 for Monaco, and what I've done is I've managed to find this beautiful Monaco Triple Crown livery thanks to Punk CM61 on Race Department. I'll leave a link to that in the description. It is a beautiful livery. Not quite up to the Golf standards, but I'll allow it because it is very nice and very detailed and a very nice job implementing it into the game. But yeah, a 100% race around Monaco. That's 306 kilometers. I think 78 laps in the McLaren. Realistic performance. We're not qualifying, so we could start P4, we could start dead last, and we'll just see what happens. I mean, obviously it's a 100% race. It's the first time I've done one. The most I've ever done is a 50% around Monaco, and I'm not looking forward to it. I have a feeling 2 hours around Monaco could be quite a difficult thing, considering as well this is the first time that I would have ever done a 100% race. The longest race I've ever done has been longer than this, not in the same car, and definitely not around Monaco, so this would most likely be harder, but we'll just get into it, see what happens, and hope that the game, you know, works one last time, because you never really know with F1 anymore.
You can feel the tension in the air as we move into race day here in Monaco. It's a track that requires the full concentration of the drivers with zero margin for error. It tests their skills to the absolute limits, so no wonder it remains a fan favourite. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of 19 corners, and don't expect to see much overtaking here today. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, Max Verstappen and Russell, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Gasly and Esteban Ocon, Joe, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Mick Schumacher, Magnussen, Norris, Sebastian Vettel and Nicholas Latifi, Stroll and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Anthony Davidson will be sharing his insight alongside me once again today. What should we be looking out for, Ant? So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? I'm also looking forward to seeing the different strategies in play today. Those who are starting on the red mark soft tyre are going to have a little bit more grip early on, but they have to make it count before that degradation starts to set in.
Alrighty then. Starting P16th, so not the worst, but not the best. Ooh. That is a big spanner in the works. Dry to wet. Back to dry. It's obviously 78 laps, so that could be dry for 30 of them. That could be dry for 10 of them. You never really know. But I think what the ideal would be is to just go on the set of mediums. You only have one set of mediums for the race. Go on those mediums until it rains, and then just play it like by ear is probably not the right term, but by ear, you know. If it seems like we should box for new tyres, we box for new tyres. But we play it play it safe, mediums, until the rain comes. This could be a very tricky race. We'll just see what happens on the grid forming up to start the formation lap. I do really like this livery. I've got my McLaren Golf hoodie on from 2021 on at the moment. But this is a very nice livery. You got like the 3 stars on the halo for the. Oh, that's not good. But yeah, the 3 stars and everything. It's very nice. It's a very nice livery. Anyways, coming up towards the grid now to form up in P16 behind both of the Hasses. Warming up our tyres, giving a little burnout as we come towards the grid. 0.2, that's a pretty good, that's pretty decent. I also don't know why I thought 100% race. Let's do that for my first race on a new steering wheel, because that's really smart. What? Why are we not going? Everyone's formed up, no? Everyone's formed up. Why are we not going? Oh, Lewis Hamilton's been disqualified. What? Anyways, the 5 red lights here in the Principality. We are underway for a 100% race around Monaco. A pretty good start. Magnussen and Schumacher going alongside. We're going to go 3 wide into Sander Vott. Heroics all day, every day. We get past Magnussen. Schumacher passes our teammate of Daniel Ricciardo. Can we make a move on Daniel Ricciardo? We kind of want to be ahead of him before the first pit stop window, but that's a good couple of laps away. We're just going to settle into the race. We need to make sure. Oh my goodness! As we go down towards Mirabeau, moving right to make a move on Ricciardo, as he moves right to make a move on Schumacher, we rear end him. Do we get a warning? Yeah, we do get a warning for that. No damage. I got straight on with Mark there, because I am not risking damage around here. You know, it's Monaco. Oh my god, a bit wide through Portier as we head towards a tunnel for the first time. Could be interesting in the wet, because the tunnel will stay dry. If this does go to full wet conditions, that could be very difficult, as Vettel has a look down the inside of the start of the Nouvelle chicane. We go side by side up towards to back. Will he back out? Yes, he does. We keep P15, but we've lost about 2 seconds to Ricciardo now as we head through the swimming pool section and up towards Rascasse. That's not too good, but I mean, 77 laps to go. Surely we can catch up a 2-second gap. Whether that's one strategy or not, we'll just have to see. But we finished the first lap and we're in P15. 1 lap later, DRS has been enabled, but it doesn't really matter. We're getting nice and close up towards Daniel Ricciardo now. We can see him, and we will be starting to get a bit of a slipstream down the 1 straight of this circuit. So the chase is on. 1 lap later, you see how much darker it has already gotten. It was sunny.
1.6 seconds.
It was sunny as the race started, and now it is grey and miserable. The sun is no longer gleaming off the beautiful livery, and this is turning out to be a very difficult race if the rain comes earlier. Yellow flag ahead. That looks like the Haas of Mick Schumacher going slowly with an engine issue as we go down towards the Nouvelle. He decides to stay on track before pulling off, giving us another huge disadvantage on Ricciardo, losing another 1.5 seconds from that because he didn't pull straight off, and I obviously didn't want to hit him, which isn't ideal. And I really don't appreciate that, Mick. Heading back towards the Nouvelle for the 6th time. I reckon we'll get quite good at that corner by the end of this race. Heading up through to back and down into the swimming pool section. We're about 2 seconds off the back of Ricciardo now, so it's not ideal, but to be fair, if the rain came soon and we had to box on the same lap, I may only get held up 1 second behind him at this rate.
Rain is imminent. Rain is imminent. Be careful out there. Dry's definitely seemed like the
It's
fastest
any
car
lap
at the
now
moment.
then. Lap 8 of 78, 1.4 behind Ricciardo now, which is good, but it's also bad. He's being held up by Zhou Guanyu on the hard compound of tyre, which is definitely not optimal, but hey-ho. Anyways, lap 8 on to lap 9. We do have DRS on Ricciardo finally as the rain starts to fall. The first droplets shown on screen.
Back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done.
We're going to have to go a lap later unless Ricciardo doesn't pit. I don't think it'll be wet enough to pit this lap. But to be fair, you never really know with this game. Heading up through towards the tunnel, DRS has been disabled on lap 9. Mark giving us a new strategy, and it will be box lap 10, so Ricciardo can box lap 9. It's not ideal, it's really not. Ricciardo peels off into the pits.
Daniel's in the pits.
Me and Russell, I think that is staying out on the dries, because our teammates decided to, well, not decided to, but took the better pit stop. But yeah, not ideal, really not ideal. We've got Leclerc in front. He's pulling away on those inters. This is the same lap that we were just on. It has gotten this wet. I have no grip whatsoever. I'm going to let Perez go. I'm not going to fight any of these positions because we're not pole position anyways. But I mean, the only time I'm going to be able to get anywhere near anyone on these dries is into the tunnel. Perez goes a bit dodgy through the Nouvelle there. So we're not the only one struggling, as we're going to let Hamilton go by towards the back. Because again, it's just not going to happen. We've got Sainz behind us. The car is just as loose as anything. We're going to cut the chicane quite a bit to let Sainz go by and avoid any damage to either car. We've got Verstappen. Is he going to send it in Rascasse? Yes, he does. Which is very much not ideal, as we nearly hit a wall. And we're going to drift our way into the pit lane. And we're gonna stop on for the inters. I completely missed my stop point there. You saw I looked behind me. I'm still getting used to this new wheel. The direct button next to that, no, not next to that, like opposite that on the other side of the wheel is my pit button, and I pressed the look back button as you saw me look back, which is really unfortunate. As we nearly clip Albon as we got a bit wide out on the pit exit. Now it's just on patience. Lap 12 of 78, right behind Alex Albon in the Williams, who's right behind Lance Stroll. We're currently in P18, so we've dropped quite a few positions from that pit stop. Everyone pitted now onto the inters. So it's not ideal, but we sent it down the inside of the hairpin on Albon. Not an optimal overtaking spot, but we made it stick. And I've got to say, fair play to me for that. I didn't see that one coming until it was just we just had to do it, you know. Just means I feel like I might have gone into the back of him if I didn't do it. But fair play up into P17. Going back towards the Nouvelle on lap 14, still behind Stroll. There is a huge train forming behind Stroll's teammate, I believe that is. Up in, I don't know what position it is, but there's a lot of people stuck behind him, which is actually quite good for us. Because we can stick behind people and just hopefully slot our way through. As Stroll has a bit of a moment coming out of Piscine. We go wide through Rascasse to try and get a better exit. Can we send anything on to Anthony Nogues? No, we can't. Let's not be silly with these moves now. We are in Monaco after all. But yeah, that could have been a very nice move, but just not to be. Now, as we're coming up towards Mirabeau behind Stroll, we're going to have a look down the inside in second gear, keeping it as tight as we can, avoiding any contact. Really have a look down the inside of the hairpin. It's still a red marker, but he is moving away, and we are up into P16. Heading up towards Rascasse once again behind Zhou, who's being stuck behind Gasly, who's being stuck behind Ocon. We have a look around the outside of Rascasse now, forcing Zhou to the inside of Anthony Nogues if he wants to keep this position. As we go wheel to wheel down the straight to start the next lap, we're going to slot in a little bit behind him as we move to the right hand side of Sander Vogt. What a move. Can we make it stick? Yes, we can, with minimal contact. That's incredible. That was slick. Gasly ahead of us then, through Massenet and into Casino. Is there any chance for a move? He has a bit of a moment on the rear. We're going to have a look down the inside of Mirabeau once again, keeping it very tight as we get past Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri and up into P14. Getting ever so closer to the points now, so fingers crossed here then. Heading up the hill through Beau Rivage and towards Massenet behind Ocon. We're almost a quarter, or we're just over a quarter of the way through the race.
Okay, the forecast suggests this rain's going to keep getting stronger
That's
for
not
at least
good.
the next 15 minutes.
Okay.
Inter's look like the best tyre for
Into
now.
Maribor, we send a huge dive on Ocon. Can we actually make this stick? We're going to go side by side towards the hairpin. We switch back in the hairpin. The Grand Hotel hairpin of Monaco. We just did a switchback on Ocon. Carlos Sainz out of the session. All the way down in turn 14, 15 of swimming pool, sorry. Looks to be just an engine issue, but that could be a safety car. There is a big gap now between Vettel in P11 and Ricciardo in P10. And we want to be in that P10 at least. We want points. Strategy still is like going to come into play here. As Magnussen has a bit of a moment behind Vettel, letting us catch up. Into the yellow flags of where Sainz is. He just pulled over to the left. It looks to be an engine issue. Magnussen and Vettel very close together now, holding each other up. Vettel having to go defensive, and Magnussen. Vettel pulls into the pits. Is that for damage or is that for full wets? I don't know. But we're going to be right behind Magnussen as we enter lap 20. Would be the final lap of a 25% race. But we're not here for 25% or 50%. We're here for 100. As we have a look at Beau Rivage going side by side towards Massenet with Kevin Magnussen. Nearly called him Carlos Magnussen. We make a move stick through Beau Rivage. I don't know how we're doing it. A little wiggle of celebration there. I don't know how we're doing it. I had to briefly pause after that move back there on Magnussen to check that my AI wasn't like 4. My AI is on 100. I don't know how. Heading up towards Massenet once again. 22 times round. Bottas has a bit of a moment. We did also tap the wall a little bit there. Bottas has a moment letting Ricciardo through. But we are going to be ever so close. If it wasn't bad enough, that's another yellow flag. And Bottas with a 3-second time penalty. He's hit the wall out of the Nouvelle, pulls away. Definite wing damage. We go right hand side of him. Almost squeezing us into the wall there. I don't know why he rejoined straight onto the racing line. Get that on Sim Racing Stewards. What an idiot. Anyways, didn't even realise that was for points. The move on Magnussen was for points when Vettel pulled in, obviously. So that's just taking up to P9. Russell and Sonoda pit. Is that onto fresh inters with wing damage or just onto fresh inters? Because if that's the case, this could be interesting. 24 of 78 laps. Leclerc pulls into the pits. He currently has the fastest lap of the race. Is that? I think that might be for wing damage.
The McLaren driver's stopping now.
Huh? What? No, he isn't. That was Leclerc that was in the pits, and Ricciardo didn't pick. He'd be behind me. What? This game is so confusing.
The rain's getting worse. Be very careful.
It is definitely getting worse. I think this is going to go to full wets sooner rather than later. Heading up towards the hairpin now, then through down towards second Mirabeau as we have a bit of a drifting moment, stepping the rear out a little bit too much. Decent save though. Once again, heading up towards Beau Rivage, up the hill. We're definitely catching ahead. Leclerc only 6 seconds, into the 5 seconds now. We might have some positions to make here. There we go, lap 30 of 78. Leclerc up in P6. We're right behind. Mark wants us to go to full wets, but if Ricciardo pits, we won't have that luxury without losing enough time. But will we lose more time staying out or double stacking? I definitely think double stacking is going to lose a lot more time. So I'm going to stay out. The top 3 of Verstappen, Perez and Hamilton are 40-something seconds up the road without a safety car. I think the best we can do is P4. And we could do P4. Oh my god.
Understood.
Boxing this lap, lap 31. Staying out, I think, actually lost us more time than boxing. But we're going to pull in. We're going to bolt on the wet tyres. We're going to try and actually pull into the pit box this time. There we go. Thank the Lord. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, Verstappen up in P3. 30-something seconds up the road. They're heading up towards the hotel hairpin already. as Alonso is going to be flying behind us, passes us to the left.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on
Ricardo
the exit.
coming
Dangerous driving
towards
if
us.
you cross onto the track.
Leclerc's only just pitting. Did Leclerc pit for inters and then pit for wet? That is the definition of Ferrari strategy. That's like his 4th pit stop already this race, 30-something laps in. We've been warming up these tyres and we've managed to catch up to Fernando Alonso a little bit, just about a lap or so later. I don't really know how that works, so I would have thought personally my laps would have been, oh my goodness. There's the difference between dry and wet. Just like a quick snap of dry to wet, or wet to dry even. Oh, that's going to be dodgy throughout the rest of the race, I can tell you that for free. 2 laps later, we're still right behind Alonso, within 0.4 seconds of him. As we head towards the swimming pool section, we're having quite a big lift there, because we just want to keep behind him. We don't really want to die. We've got Latifi ahead. Alonso has a moment out of the swimming pool. We go alongside into Raskas around the outside. We're going to keep the outside line, and the move is going to stick. We're going to be in P4 on similar strategy in terms of the fact that we're in P4 now. I haven't got to pit one more time than them or anything. Oh my goodness, Latifi already lapping people. Wow. Okay, fair play. Heading down towards Mirabeau then. That's a yellow flag in turn 1. That's a Ferrari. That's Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is out of the Monaco Grand Prix, and he's deployed the safety car. As we go through the tunnel, this is where you can start seeing the wet to dry is very difficult through there. No damage luckily on the front wing, but still. As we come up towards the line, we are going to cross it to start lap 41, and we will officially have completed more of Monaco in one race than I have ever done. Here we go then, heading up towards the back into sector 3. Sebastian Vettel ahead of us. There's so many lapped cars between me and Verstappen. There's a 5-second gap under safety car just due to lapped cars. But the safety car's coming in. Hopefully everyone will move enough. And if that is the case, I might be able to catch Verstappen and Hamilton at some point if they hold each other up, battling it out. He's going to be held up by Zhou Guanyu, I believe, but Vettel to move out of the way. Oh my god, that was a bit dodgy. A little bit of a skid coming into the straight. I went to move and he also went to move. We go past Vettel to lap him. We've got Bottas ahead of us. Hamilton makes it past Zhou, and I believe Perez is also passed. Oh no, Perez is in the lead, my bad. Apologies. But yeah, here we go. Bottas ahead of us. I believe that to be Russell ahead of him. Bottas moves over out of Casino. Thank you very much. Russell is our next victim, who will hopefully move over. 5.5 seconds behind Verstappen still. So we can see how much that's actually going to change, because it might not change that much. But it also could change quite a lot as Russell moves over as we head towards the tunnel. We're going to be nice and careful through here. Maybe a little bit of a lift. Yeah, just a little bit of a lift. Because we don't want to hit that wall as we head towards the Nouvelle. Quite literally crunch time as we crunch into the back of Albon's Williams. Oh, jeez. These lap cars are getting out of hands now, man. Going behind Stroll now. He moves over towards the tunnel, letting us by. Thank you very much. Not holding us up too much. We're only 6 seconds behind Verstappen still. Lap 44 of 78. Yuki Tsunoda to move out of the way. Thank you very much. Pierre Gasly just ahead of us as well. He moves out of the way just before the tunnel as we keep working our way through. I don't know what this battling ahead. Verstappen, only 5 seconds now. Oh my god, a little bit of a moment again. The rain is definitely coming down. Holy. Zhou to also move out of the way towards Mirabeau number 1. Thank you very much. And on we go. 4.5 seconds to Verstappen. 46 onto 47 laps of the race. This is where mistakes started to creep in due to, I don't know, fatigue, I would assume. But you just see here just a huge snap, so I took a bit too much curb and that sort of thing. And these mistakes would keep creeping in throughout the race, but we move. Heading up behind Verstappen now, 1.5 seconds off of his rear end. A new strategy. Is that
Understood.
Inters?
Copy that.
He wants us to go back to Inters. I mean, the laps are definitely slower, but you know what? We'll do it. We'll do a cheeky drift into the pit lane. We'll follow Hamilton, but even hold him up a little bit due to unsafe release. Maybe also Perez as well. Perez and Hamilton both going on to Inters, so we're going to follow.
Daniel's in the
Out
pits.
we go. We're going to be behind Perez, behind Hamilton, but not by much. Not by much. So we might be able to catch them just a little bit. We will see as the outlap commences. A little bit wide on the exit again, but, you know, it's rain. What can you do? Perez ahead of us. Not by much. We managed to be a little bit braver on the pit exit to keep ourselves even closer. And now we just have to keep pushing as Perez goes quite wide. I did have a think about going down the inside there, but I backed off because, you know, I'm not an idiot. As we head up towards the tunnel through Portier now. A bit of an idiotic error there. Going into first gear for Portier when it should have been second. Almost losing the rear just because of a bit too much throttle, spinning the rears up. That is not good, but, you know, we didn't lose the rear. Perez goes very, very wide through, well, not even wide, just very slow through the Nouvelle, through towards the back and now into the swimming pool section, which, to be fair, is not far off of a swimming pool itself. We're going to be right behind Perez. He has a couple of mistakes. Oh, my goodness. Perez is not dealing well with these inters. I don't know what it is with that. Oh, my God. That was almost deadly. Oh, wow. I was so focused on the fact that Perez just did that I hit the corner of Raskas. And here we go then. Verstappen also coming out of the pits. He pulls over to the left, which is a bit dodgy. I don't really think he should have done that. As we go down the inside. Oh, a huge hit with the wall. I don't know how we haven't got proper damage from that. But I will take it. And we go past Verstappen. Damage is definitely on. I can tell you for free. I mean, Leclerc crashed into turn 1. But, yeah. Lap 52 of 50... No, sorry. Lap 52 of 78. Oh, my God. I've still got 20-something laps to go. Hamilton having a moment into Santa Vot as we get nice and close behind him. These AI have gone onto the Inters, but I don't really think they're doing very... Well, they're not doing very well on them. We're handling the track conditions, I think, quite well. Not too much grip loss or anything. Having a quick look down the inside of the casino hairpin, or the hotel hairpin, but choosing to not do that, let's be real. Look at Hamilton there, just wide through Portier, a little bit of a wiggle. He's been constantly having those wiggles. As we head up towards the Nouvelle chicane then, are we gonna go alongside? Are we gonna go down the inside? We have a look. Oh, we force him wide. I'm not taking that position. I'm not getting an advantage from that. We force him wide. And I know people will not like if I took that position. And I wouldn't like it either. It wouldn't seem fair. Anyways. Moving swiftly on. Hamilton just... Oh, wow. Look at that. I don't know why they've all gone on to Inters yet then. Because I'm fine. But they are really struggling. They're having wiggles left, right and bloody centre. That's the same place Perez lost it
No
before.
threat of rain for the time being. Conditions look good. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now.
I mean, Mark seems to think Inters. The AI obviously seems to think Inters. I think Inters, but they're really not performing like it's Inter conditions. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what their decision was. Ricardo to pull into the pits for like the 19th time now. It's really unfortunate. He was right up there with us. Oh, Jesus. A big collision. Or not big. A mild collision with the back of Hamilton through Mirabeau. Not getting an advantage, though, and I apologise for that right now. I just misjudged my braking just a little bit. And then obviously went into the back of him as we head through Portier and towards the tunnel now. Through the tunnel. The only dry patch left on this circuit.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Okay, Mark. Whoa. Hamilton. Taking a very nice line. Mark wants hard tyres. Mark is seriously saying it's hard tyre or slick tyres. I would go onto the mediums, but they're 10 lap used and we only get one set, so there would be used tyres. There's no way the AI go, oh yeah, let's go on to slicks, right? Oh, they are. Well, unless they're struggling because their tyres are overheating, maybe that's what the issue is. Maybe their tyres are overheating rather than just having no grip in the rain. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. An alright stop. Hamilton onto the used mediums, used by about 10 laps, so it's not great for him. I think everyone's going to use mediums, but he'll have the original advantage, but they'll fall off. What? Okay, just go forward. I don't know what this game is doing sometimes. Just ghosting in the pit lane, him slowing down to, I don't know, DRS to be enabled as well, so he times that perfectly. Thank you very much, Mark. I was not thinking of slicks. As we go down the inside of Massenet, a huge bit of collision there with Hamilton. He closed the door completely and utterly. My front right and his rear left clunking together. As we go past, we go quite wide into Mirabeau. He goes alongside. We're going to take the position fully in towards the hairpin. But Jesus, that was very aggressive from Hamilton. Holy. Oh, I actually hate this computer sometimes, I can't lie. I'm 60-something laps into a race and my whole PC crashes. My OBS obviously stopped recording. Luckily, I use MKV files, so it recovered like 10 laps before the crash. But still, I've lost quite a bit of footage, so that's why this is going to resume onto lap 65 of 78. I apologise for that. But, you know, unforeseen circumstances and all. In the last 10 laps or so, the track drying up very nicely. We're about to set a full best lap from us. We probably won't beat the best lap overall, but a 15.8 on the hard tyres. They're really starting to kick in. We've managed to keep first position for however long it's been. Many, many laps. So thank God for that. Just defending as well as we can without losing too much time, really. A couple of laps later, heading up towards Rascasse now. We've got Hamilton not very far behind at all. As we head through towards Anthony No's final couple of corners, we pull away, just saving our ERS the whole lap, just to use on the exit of the last couple of corners to pull away. And it works very nicely. Lap 73 of 78, 5 laps to go. I'm really tired at this point. Like, I'm pretty sure I was falling asleep at the wheel. I just wanted to get it done, and I'd had so many game crashes and PC crashes. It was a joke. I just wanted to cross that line in whatever position. Anyways, a little bit of wing damage to the front right. I don't know when we acquired that. Probably from one of the many, many wall bangs or Hamilton bangs for that matter. He's still very, very close behind as we head towards the back and up into the swimming pool section for the penultimate time. Heading up towards Rascasse, just trying to keep Hamilton and Verstappen at bay behind us. This is the only part really where we're going to be vulnerable for the lap. Oh, or there, if we do that, is going to be this one long straight, or not really long straight, but this one straight down towards Saint-Devote and then up towards Massenet, and that's about it. Hamilton goes down the outside. He goes wide. He locks up. He hits the wall in Saint-Devote and loses so many positions. He's in like P9 now or something stupid like that. As we go up towards Mirabeau, sorry, for the final time, for the 78th time. That is incredible. Every corner that I'm doing now is for the 78th time. The most amount of laps in any Grand Prix that I can recall there. It is incredible how drivers can actually do this, man. I mean, obviously a little bit of a lift there just to be safe as Verstappen gets a little bit closer, but not close enough. I mean, it's I always say, you know, this is nothing close to the real thing. And no shit, I'm tired as hell. And I've just been sat down in a chair for 2 hours. Like, what? Anyways, as we go through Rascasse and towards Anthony No's turn 18 and 19, we're going to head towards the checkered flag. Verstappen gets very close, but we win the Monaco Grand Prix. Oh my God.
Absolutely
Oh my God. Oh. I had a little bit of a lift to do a little celebration with where I wasn't going to lose the rear ends. Almost turned into Bjorn, what's his name? Bjorn Wordheim or whatever it was. I had a little lift and he just flew by. And we almost lost it.
To take a stunning victory.
Oh. Oh, wow, that is a huge hole in the nose. That is from like every...
What do you think it was today,
what happened behind
that
us?
gave them the edge over the competition?
I think we'll chalk this one up to a deft touch on the brake pedal. That's allowed them to challenge down the inside into the braking zones, and ultimately, if you do that often enough, you end up winning the race. It was great to watch as well though, wasn't it? Forget strategy, forget tyre management. Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned scrap?
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight.
I don't... Oh, that's incredible, you know. Every single person past Lewis Hamilton, so P8 and below, were a lap down at least. Beating off... Whoa! Mad. Beating Verstappen by 3/100ths of a second. 110, almost 111 minutes of racing comes down to 3/100ths of a second. Yes, I lifted to do a bit of a celebration wiggle before realising that he was right there. But, yeah, that's a very close... You know what? Let's actually get a look at that finish on replay, because my game did crash, so there's going to be no replays for any of the crashes or anything. But I can replay this, because it was right at the end and my game didn't crash then. Here we go then, up towards the line. Wow. Wow. Maybe like a wheel or two. Incredible. Incredible stuff. I can't lie, right? Monaco, 100% race. When I first spun that wheel, like that was genuine. I just clicked spin and it was whatever it landed on, I did. You know, I didn't want to choose something boring like, oh, let's go just do Austria for 60 laps where we take 9 corners each bloody time. Let's let the game decide, or let fate decide, I guess. And it picked Monaco first time. But yeah, it was fun, and I think it's a really good way to send off the game, because I probably won't play it in between now and F1 23 releasing. As most of you probably know, I have A-levels very soon. My first one in just over a week. So I need to focus on them, so I'm not going to be sat down recording all day, every day. I will be recording F1 23 when it comes out. I'm not sure yet whether I'm pre-ordering the Ultimate Edition or just the usual edition. So I either get it on the 13th or the 16th. Just see how much money I have, really. But yeah, I think that's quite a good way to send off the game, you know. With a 100% race, around the worst circuit, in a beautiful looking car. Yeah. Anyways, if you have stuck this far through, I know it's a 38-minute video currently, but thank you very much. I really much appreciate it. And please drop a subscription to the channel. So when F1 23 does come out, I'm going to do more things like this. I want to do a co-op with a friend. I have a friend in mind who wants to do a co-op on the new game, and he said he'd be happy to record it with me. So that could be quite fun. My team as well, of course. The new circuits, the new physics, it look very nice. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy the Monaco Grand Prix in just a couple of hours. See ya.